Welcome back, Minecraft fans, to another episode here in our very own world of Rivenbourne. We're here in the Nether, and we're going to be playing around with this thing here. You know, my redstone shulker box. Got a few ideas for some contraptions that should make our life easier here in the Nether, and just make it more interesting out in our village of Mistglade. So first, I wanted to show you, I've extended the ice road all the way to the corner. Right here, and then again all the way to my guardian farm. And of course I haven't finished all the decorations, that's clear to see. Let's wait for this boat to catch up. Thank you. But I was looking around on the Reddit and I saw an idea for a very cool boat direction change from Logical Geek Boy, and so I will link to that in the description. But we're going to take that and actually change it a little bit, maybe improve it, in my opinion, a little bit, and try to reproduce that here. But basically it's a redstone contraption that breaks your boat, gives you a new one, and sets you off on the next path real easy like. Alright, let's look at what's needed here. Right at the center of these two ice paths, of course, we need a cactus for all the breakage of the boat. And we need the ice path to make it all the way there. So let's do a little of this. And actually, it looks like they're already exactly positioned right. Yep, what are the chances I need a gap right here and an ice block right there? Otherwise, I'd have to double it up. And you know, honestly, the pattern would be broken, and that would make me sad. So let me make some slabs here, or half planks, as we call them. And give me those. And like I said, continue the pattern. I didn't need that many. Alright, and let's finish this up with some stairs. Make this oh so lovely later. So we have a cactus here. We need a hopper minecart to collect this and feed it into the hoppers, which will feed it into some droppers pointing up, which will feed it right back into the top. And then as soon as the boat breaks, it's going to be right here. So I think we're ready to go, and I think I'm going to make all of this back here prismarine bricks, just like that. Alright, so let's get to the redstone-y parts. So let's get some droppers here. We need one pointing up, just like that, and another pointing, how am I going to do this? There we go, another pointed up like that, and I think one more. Let's see what height that brings us to. We got, yeah, that's perfect. Good. So we need a hopper going into the side here, and in the side there, and a minecart here, and let's get rid of this. Good thing that wasn't a drop, huh? And a minecart there, so we'll put some rails down. And can I get that rail out from underneath it like that? Yeah, just like that. Perfect. Did I get that? Oh, the hopper probably got it. Thank you. And with any luck, I can get two of these in here and get that rail back. Nope, that's not it. Nope. I don't think so. Okay, come on, anytime. There we go. Much better, and of course the hopper grabbed it. These hopper minecarts are great. Right. So I can already see I have done this wrong. Alright, we're back, and the rails go on top of the hoppers. So that was a derp moment. Can I get that rail? Yes. Perfect. Settle in there. And you know, one of you grabbed it. Yeah. Oh, ah. Alright, I'm not supposed to run into the minecart. Thank you. Alright, I'm gonna get that rail back and we're set. Cool. So minecart's in place. And the last thing to do is see if I can't put a block right here. I can. Perfect. And okay, so that wasn't the last thing to do. I lied. The last thing to do is position a block right over each one of these, and with the help of the magic pistons, settle them right down in there. So let's get some pistons out. Crouch, and perfect. That's what I'm looking for. blast this away. With a little bit of powering this piston, we should be able to get perfection. Take that out, and look at that. There is, in fact, a hopper minecart right under there, sucking up all of these drops. Let's demonstrate here with the piston. But you can't see it because the other block has been glitched right into it, or pushed right into it. So we can basically break our boat and have it right back in our inventory, and then shoot off in the next direction. And I'll show you how that's going to work. Of course, everything from the hoppers winds up in this dropper down there. So all we need to do is a little comparating here. And the comparator will go into this block, and in this block we'll have, let's make this actually a fancy block. Let's make it cobblestone, just so I know it's part of this build here. And we'll have a little observation action going. There we go. All right, we're back, we're ready. We're ready this time. We need a little bit of trapdoor here, and it should flip. I think that'll do. I don't think it matters which way it goes. I really like it to go the other way. But I'm sure that kind of thing doesn't matter. And you know what? We're not ready because I forgot a comparator. I've got one of those somewhere. All right, let's get rid of that. Comparator faces into this block so that when there's anything in the dropper, it flips the good old trapdoor, and then as soon as it drops, it unflips the trapdoor. So it can drop again. Life of a dropper, and I think this needs to be pointed that way. Is that right? Yes. And the same with this one right there. And I think it's as simple as that. Let's give it a little test. I'll put something in here. And it gets shot out the top. Perfect. Ow. Oh. Nah, I know it doesn't look like much, but I think the floor is a big improvement. Let me put some hoppers into this. And yeah, that's it. Oh, wait, pressure plate on top. There we go. Now, and I forgot one other thing, which is key to this design, is that you have some of these half planks, half blocks here to catch the player, to catch you. All right, we're ready to test this, and in the top dropper, I have a boat loaded, and so I'm going to take this boat far away so I can give it a proper test at speed. And don't get too dizzy. All right, here we go. Coming in. We need to make a turn. We're off. We get on here, we get another boat, and we're off again. That is just too smooth. I have to say, with the whole waiting for a boat to catch up with you mechanic glitch that we have, this is so much faster. So let's try it on the other way. Home, break. Step up here, we get a boat, we set it down, and we go. Goodness, that is so fast. I love this new system. All right, here goes. Coming in, let's see how fast I can get to the other side. Pow. Got another boat, set it down, and I'm in. Oh, I'm not in. I'm not in. There we go. Oh, no, this is just a bad boat. Well, I said we've got a couple of redstone contraptions, so instead of riding this boat highway all day long, which I could do now, definitely, why don't we head over to Mist Glade, where I've got an idea for the floor of one of the rooms in Quetzal's tower. I know that sounds oddly specific, but wait until you see it. There we go. And we're here. What do you think? We added another layer there, and I think one more layer ought to do it. But I'm feeling really inspired to do the interior right now. And that's because I'm thinking this area right here, this tower, is going to be my storage area. You know, I don't have storage right now, so this is going to be really nice, I think. And all right, here's the skinny for this room, this storage room. Quetzal is just the kind of guy who would come in here and want to reach the top chest in his storage unit. And instead of building stairs or a ladder or anything to get up to those hard to reach places, he would just kind of magic the floor so that whenever he stood on one spot, it raised up a couple blocks. In this case, 1 block, so that he can reach the top shelves and the bottom shelves and just access everything from this block. And then, when he's done, it goes back into the floor, and he can go off and fly around or whatever he likes to do. So what I've arranged is some redstone trickery to make that happen, and it was surprisingly difficult, as I'll show in this flashback clip. Enjoy! Now our first method uses a redstone ore sensor, to tell when you're on top of it, to lift you up 1 block, and then uses the same observer to observe when the redstone block stops, particling, to activate some sticky pistons to retrieve the block and put it right back on top. Now the problem with this method is that this observer gets a ton of inputs that you don't want. They have to get rid of undesirable inputs, and if we look down here, we solve the problem in this version by using locking repeaters. So this side, the sticky piston activation, the retraction, is locked during all of those extra impulses, and this side here, the extension, is locked when it's extended, so it doesn't just keep on going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and breaking the whole time. Now in this particular one, we'll watch when we probably won't watch until it retracts. I never finished the final piston replacement because it was just because I started working on this one. Now this method actually works entirely, but there's 2 holes in it that I can't seem to fill, so I've discarded this one. It's not flush with the ground. And if you watch, I stand up, and if we get off and we just stare here for a while, it will retract. There we go, and almost immediately it is pulled back and replaced. And I like it. It's pretty cool to see those pistons going. I really like that retrieval system, but unfortunately I couldn't get a block there without an extensive piston replacement circuit, and I couldn't get a block there because one of the features of this is that this piston that I'm looking at can fire as many times as it wants without messing anything up. Not bad for a first attempt, but I soon gave up on trying to make this just a 1-block platform. And I've gone over to, this was my second attempt at making a 3x3 9-block platform that would raise and lower by using an observer on the side rather than right underneath. And I soon gave up on this one as well because it was very difficult to get this center piston powered, and also to keep these side pistons from being quasi-powered by any of the circuitry, especially this observer. So I gave up on that and finally arrived at my first working prototype, which I'll demonstrate right now. There you go. You step on it, you go up in a 3x3 platform. Let me get off here, and if we wait a little while, it will come back. And let me show you how this one works. We have under here an observer surrounded by 4, usually 3, I suppose, sticky pistons pointing straight up. When it extends, first, of course, the slime blocks go up and drag everything along with it, including this observer. That's right in the center here, this observer. And then after about a half a second, this piston extends and brings the solid block right underneath the observer. So while it's moving, the observer isn't sending out a signal to any of the other circuits. And then later it's reunited with its solid block, which allows it to communicate the retraction to these sticky pistons here. And some other redstone check systems in place here to make it malfunction. This is pretty nice, and may I say it looks pretty good with our glazed terracotta in here, but I messed that up. Let's see if I can just do a better job here. But after learning what I learned from this one, I decided that I could once again tackle the single block extension and retraction problem and finally focus my efforts on this, completely flush with the floor to an extent of about 4 blocks away when we get an observer that unfortunately I just didn't bother putting anywhere else. At least the way I'm doing this, it won't matter that that is showing in the floor. And when you stand on it, extension, and if you wait long enough, retraction. Like magic. None of the circuitry showing, aside from that observer, and completely flush with the floor. So let's see how this one works. Here we have the observer moves down, triple piston extender moves that out of the way, and then you saw this circuit here pulls back the slime blocks to grab the observer and replaces them and puts the observer right back where it needs to be. And the difficult problem is now solved, and I believe that these circuits, while not as compact as possible, are all necessary because different things need to be locked at different times so that while the observer is moving here, this observer, the circuits aren't activating over and over again. So this is the version that we'll be building in Rivenbourne and hopefully making it a bit more compact as we go, although it's all going to be under the ground, so it's not going to really matter. Let's do it again. I love it. Back to the world. Alright, nice. So after watching that, hopefully you can understand why I needed to clear a metric bath ton out of this place here so I can put all of that cool redstone contraption. And it's true, I could probably compact it a lot more, but hey, I got the space, so why even bother? If it works, don't break it, don't fix it. Yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what I'm going for. Alright, let's start with the all-important observer actually facing the right way. That's lucky. And the observer feeds into a solid block of some kind. Again, I think. Alright, I figured it out, and what I need are slime blocks, not solid, not sticky gray blocks. I need these big green ones, and I do need two, at least I got that part right. And this output is pretty much completely wrong. I forgot which direction I was moving this whole thing in. And I need a way to bring it back down again, which will go off in, let's say, this direction, this way. What I want to do is keep it away from these sides, which are right on the cliff, and there's nowhere to hide the redstone. So, whoa, I didn't know a shovel works that fast on a slime. Are slime blocks instant break? Oh, see, I didn't know that. Of course, in creative they are. I knew that. I discovered I'm not even working on the right circuit. And this should be a regular piston because this is the retraction system over here on this side, not the extension system. And some dust here. Cool. You can all see what's going to happen. This dust is going to activate. And let's just say it travels down here and quickly gives a 1-ish tick pulse to this piston here. How am I going to do that? We're going to take this dust here and we're going to run it to a comparator again, right in there. And same trick with the repeater. Put it on 2 ticks and that'll do it. Here goes. Hey, look at that. I'm up. And precisely nothing else is going to happen because, oops, I cannot fly. I need to remember that. Alright, what's going to happen is when it retracts, it's going to activate this circuit off to this side here. And 1 sticky piston like that. Good, and I need another one like that, and another one like that. Awesome. Cool, now I believe on top of this one we have an observer. Well, this is the part where it gets fuzzy. There's a handy dandy double piston extender, compact double piston extender, which I stole from Mumbo Jumbo, but it applies in all situations. I love it. I'm sure there are double piston extenders which are much more what we're looking for, but this is just so simple. It's something that even someone like me can understand, that I've kind of grown attached to it. Alright, now if we're anywhere near the right track, this should extendicate and retractificate And it did not, but that's because I didn't have this on 1 anymore. Let's try it again. Extend, retract. There we go. Cool, so I guess that's the design. Alright, still to do is power this third piston in our triple piston extenders. So we'll take output out of here. We'll set it to, 4 ticks, and we'll bring it up here, and eventually what we're going to want is to repeater in to this block here, so we don't light up the one underneath it, and it has to be movable, because it will be in the vicinity of slime. We'll put it right there, if I can get out of the way. Right there, that'll power that third piston if and when we say. And we're going to come around here and power this block on a comparator, as we've done with so many of the other things here. What have I got one right here? Perfect. And we'll repeater it into the side to give us just a few 2 ticks here. So redstone dust, dust, and dust. All right. So when this whole thing happens, we'll also power this, which will pull it right back out and then depart. Alright, now finally I can wrap this up by grabbing the observer from where it is now and replacing it. And I'm going to do that with a sticky piston, incredibly, with a sticky piston facing this way. Redstone torch. Perfect, so that's not where the redstone goes, but it doesn't look like I need it. Off, retract. On, send it out. Oh, whoops. Alright, for this retraction here, we're going to tick some signal out here and delay it maybe 12 ticks. We might play around with that timing, but for now I know that's timing that should work, and we will comparate into this block just like we've been doing before and do the little repeater trick here, which might work, and 2 here. Nope, that's not going to work. The torch is going to light that up. Alright, does that look a little bit better? Not a latch that's just going to stay on the whole time? Let's test this again. Here goes. Is it reset? I don't know. Up. Woohoo! And back down right after that. Yeah, that's wrong. That is wrong. Wrong. I'll have to go see what happened. So, the answer is nothing. Nothing went wrong. Must have been user error. But this is a working system. It entirely reset itself, and I will show you once again how well it works. We jump, we go up, we get down, and we stare at it until it resets. Yes! Perfect. Let's light it up, cover it up, and never look at it again. Alright, just to recap, we're going to fill this room with chests so that when you stand here, you can reach all the way up to the top ones and all the way to the ground level ones. And this is what it looks like after Quetzal's been decorating for a little bit. But I think that's all we have time for, so I want to thank you for watching this episode, and I hope to see you next time here in our very own world of Rivenbourne. See ya!